who's Sadie Morgan, is founder of DRMM and is an NIC commissioner, but also the practice has just won the Sterling Prize. Congratulations for that gorgeous Hastings Pier and the fabulous BBC films, frankly, that went and filmed it as well. Yeah. I don't know if you saw David Silito's piece on the news, but it looks amazing, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Anyway, please welcome Sadie Morgan.
Thank you. I think I'll wait till people have exited and come back through. So I think I've got a good 15 minutes to talk to you about a little bit about my story over the last year. And the first thing is to say that to celebrate being alive a year after being successfully treated for breast cancer, I signed up for 2 physical challenges, a cycle from Porto to Lisbon and a climb up Kilimanjaro, one at the start and one at the end of the summer. I successfully completed both, but only thanks to a determination and spirit gained from being around others feeling the same pain. As a profession, architects often feel that pain, but choose to do so alone. For too long, we have been pitted against each other and are punch drunk from numerous bouts in the competition ring. It has left us wary and suspicious of our peers, reticent to engage or share confidences. We all want the same thing, yet many of us feel we speak in a lone voice. Nowhere is this clearer than in the current and ongoing debate about the future of our built environment. Reimagining our built environment is one of the greatest opportunities we have to move towards a better future. Yet in my work, helping and advising government, I constantly am amazed and disappointed at how little I hear from the design and architecture community. It used to be that as Renaissance men and women, we were able to multitask, to offer a broad and multi-dimensional perspective, not tied down to specific duties. Architects and engineers were at the forefront of leading big-scale projects that were future-proofed for hundreds of years. But the lack of clear and a coordinated voice means that we miss out on the chance to shape the debate about the built environment in the years ahead. So why aren't we putting forward a coordinated vision about what our built environment will or should look like over the next 20 to 50 years? Why aren't we having rigorous open debates, pushing policy changes, and not reacting against them? If we have no opinions about what the future looks like, how can we position ourselves within it? And how do we inspire the next generation, and more importantly, rebalance the workforce to better reflect the wonderful diversity of our nation? The UK consistently nurtures some of the best engineering and technical and architectural minds in the world. And we still have both the maverick brilliance and the skills to imagine a better future. Name any of the world's most pioneering work in infrastructure, and you'll find British talent involved at the highest level. We cannot, however, rest on our laurels. We have to think hard about our relevance in a world where technology and digital advances are likely to change the profession beyond recognition in the years to come. It is frightening how few of us, me included, have tackled or thought about this potential, both negative and positive. Mace recently sponsored a report looking at how the construction industry needs to adapt to as a workforce to survive. It estimated that we will need to reskill over 600,000 construction employees to suit future industry needs. Over the next 20 years, fast-paced changes could result in specialist building operatives falling from 55,500 people to 3,280. Roofers could fall from 44,000 to 2,500. Labourers would fall from 130,000 to 7,500. Painters and decorators from 111,000 to 6,500. Bricklayers, 72,000 4,000 to 4,300. You get the picture. Architects are no different. Without the ability to adapt and evolve over the next 20 to 50 years, we will become, at best, irrelevant and at worst, extinct. One way to help ourselves to start to explain is to start to explain better the skills we have, not just in building three-dimensional form, but lateral thinking, problem solving, imagining and anticipating a future with issues, both its issues and its opportunities. We need to better explain the social value of what it is we do. When I founded DRMM Architects with Alex de Rijker and Philip Marsh, we set out to create architecture that is innovative, high quality, and socially useful, bound by an aspiration to make things better. We work not just as architects, but orchestrators, helping to consult on needs, define a brief, create a vision, and help communities or clients to achieve what often seems like an impossible dream. Last week, we won the coveted Sterling Prize, the Oscars for Architects, for Hastings Pier, a project that embodies the power of collective creativity in every respect. Lofty talk, you might think, but I'm unashamed of trying, because as architects and engineers, we have the opportunity to meet some of the most pressing social issues of our time. Take the current housing shortage and the overpopulation that will increasingly become a feature of our 21st century lives. As a country, we need to accept that in order to meet the challenges of an increasing population, densification will be required by building higher and more compactly. As architects, we can help educate and convince existing communities that densification doesn't have to mean compromise or loss of public space and amenity. Done well, schemes can add to the local environment with good public realm and better shared outdoor spaces, improvements in housing stock through clever use of space, light, dual and triple aspect can offer much better quality of life within our homes. As architects, such recognition as the Sterling Prize helps us to keep the faith and continue to tackle tricky issues, such as rehousing, and to work out how we deal with compromises in the social mix as best we can, and within the constraints we are given. I've been making a similar case for being socially useful at the HS2 design panel, of which I'm chair. We've been trying hard to act as a critical friend to HS2 for around 2 years now, and between us, we have made some significant improvements already. My contribution to both the NIC and HS2 is to offer an alternative human perspective to that of GVA, one that connects vision and economic arguments to the people and place on the ground, and that promotes the benefits of good design. To give you an example, HS2 will create some of the largest value contracts in UK construction history. Those contracts are the first step to ensuring that there is a cultural shift away from just buying on lowest cost, but valuing aspects such as great design, investment in innovation, and a diverse and multi-skilled design teams, research and development. The design panel has been pushing hard for more generous weighting and focus on such issues. We have been helping them to articulate what things might look like. Pictures, I find, speak louder than words. The NIC has taken the importance of good design to its heart. I have Lord Adonis to thank for his support on this. It recognizes that good design is crucial to the success of our infrastructure projects. It's not just about getting from A to B faster, quicker, and more efficiently. It's making sure that our infrastructure investment improves the quality of our lives through the way it interacts at the human scale, how it affects people and place. The good news is that if anybody has the ability to navigate and adapt to a changing and highly challenging new environment, it is architects, engineers, and designers. We are adaptable, inventive, and imaginative problem solvers who can multitask and make decisions quickly. What we have to do is to start to analyse what we are good at and learn how to apply it much earlier on in the process. We also have to understand that collaboration and the mutual respect of all those involved in a project ultimately makes the difference between success and failure. Coordinating a complex list of interested parties is often quite a challenge, but it is the holding together of what is often a series of fragile interrelationships that is crucial to achieving success. I fear I'm pointing out the obvious, but I still come across projects with huge potential let down by the egos and intransigence of those involved. The station on the right is arguably the most beautiful, but it's the least practical. The architect's refusal to compromise has left it uncleanable, a filthy structure with no benches, as the overspent meant only cheap seats, which to him were unacceptable. So how do we create the space and governance for great projects to happen, and making sure that decisions are made by a group of people that reflects the wonderful and enriching diversity of our whole nation? One small thing we can do is lead by example. DRMM runs a studio with 20 nationalities, 57 of whom are women, and that's 50% at management level. We encourage research and innovation by allowing people to take risks in a safe environment. There is little more risky than convincing a client not to build an iconic building, as we bravely did at Hastings Pier. Reassessing our outdated approaches, helping to break down the silos to encourage a better integration and collaboration, challenging traditional ideas, and the best way is always not the way we've done it before. Ask instead, what can transformational thinking and design, how can it help to create far-reaching benefits that address local as well as national interests and respond to the wonderful, diverse needs of our diverse nation? As I reflect on an amazing year, I'm not only hugely grateful to the NHS and the skill of my Chinese surgeon, but to that of my team at DRMM, made up of its 20 nationalities and equal men to women. Coincidence, or something we should reflect upon? Thank you.